I am so glad that I took care of this Epiphone ES335. Yeah, it is. I have been using it for the past 2 weeks, but there was a time that it was just sitting there. I was not playing it because the input jack fell inside, and I had a lot of problem. I mean, to fix it. Yeah, no one could actually find a solution to this problem until I decided to take it upon myself to fix it. You know, the the problem was the was a faulty jack, a faulty input jack, but everybody everybody thought it was, including me, we thought it was a faulty nut, but the problem was the input. Then I got myself some tools, some soldering tool, and I bought a no jack, a no input jack. I'd use my fishing tool and pull the jack through the hole, and I soldered the wires, and here we are. I've been I have been using it. It's a very nice guitar. Okay, well, enough of that. This video is part C of my pentatonic scale shapes series. I have covered major pentatonic scale in one of my videos, and then in minor pentatonic scale in my second video on the subject. And what I specifically said is that I'm not covering this subject, you know, to learn the pentatonic scales per se. What I'm covering is the shapes that you can use, to play the scales, because those shapes are easy to remember, and they make it very easy to actually connect the scales, the pentatonic scales throughout up and down the neck of the guitar. You may not remember the notes of the scales, but you will definitely remember the shapes if you put your mind into learning them. Okay, so, and with the shapes also come the positions of the shapes. And if you have watched my two videos on the subject, that you would you would have noticed that I talked about uh, the positions of the scale. And that means if you when you play a pentatonic scale shape, then the highest note in the shape you play on the guitar, you know, it's the name of the shape itself. So, and so far I have been working, we have been working on one shape, which is the position of 6. Okay, start with the using C major pentatonic scale with the root on the 5th string, 3rd fret, and the octave of the root C, which is which is played on the third string, 5th fret. We already covered those two items. So, and then we went on covering the relative minor pentatonic scale, which is A minor, and as I told you and showed, as I told you and also played on the guitar, when you're playing the major pentatonic scale, and then to find its relative minor, all you need to do is from the root of the major pentatonic scale, you go down to 3 frets, and then whatever note you play 3 frets down is the root of the relative minor pentatonic scale of the major pentatonic scale you're using. For example, I think the example that I used was C root on the 8th fret, 6th string, and you move 3 frets down, which is called minor third, and then we ended up playing A. So then we covered that, playing we started with the C major pentatonic scale with the root C on the 3rd fret, 5th string. Now, if you have not watched those two videos, those two previous videos on the subject, I am encouraging you to do so. They are part A and part B. Now we're gonna cover now with part C. This video we're going to cover the blues scale. Okay, so the blues scale. Why do they call that scale blues scale? Blues scale. You know, I think I meant in one of my videos I mentioned, you know, you can play major blues scale and minor blues scales, major blues scale and minor blues scale. Well, that's the way I see it. Yeah, but maybe, you know, some other musicians, some other guitar players may not see it this way. But the way I see it, if I'm playing C major pentatonic scale, for example, then I play a blue note like a minor, like flat 3, which is sharp 2. Then, but I'm still playing I'm still playing C major pentatonic scale, for example, and I play E flat. So I look at it as a major pentatonic scale because I'm using the C major pentatonic scale. But if I'm using A minor pentatonic scale, then I play blue notes, flat 3, flat 5 or sharp 4, and flat 7. Then now I can say that since I'm using minor pentatonic scale, so I call it, you know, minor blues scale. But some people may not agree with me, and that's okay. But that's the way that I see it, because most musicians, well, I don't know about most, but some musicians, when you say blues scale, they see minor blues scale. Okay, because now they see the flat 3, which is flat 3. That implies minor, and they see sharp 4, which is also flat 5. Then they see flat 7. So they see minor blues scale. So the best way to do it when you're playing blues scales, I guess, don't think about either major or minor. Just call it blues scale. Make it standard. Make it standard. We play the blues scale. But the only thing is, the blues scale is not actually a formal scale. This is not a formal scale like your major scale, minor scale, like your major scales, minor scales, like for example, diatonic. It's not. You know what I'm trying to say. It's not a formal diatonic system. scale. Okay. Uh, it is, to me, it is just like a scale that a practical, a practical scale, a well accepted practical scale, but not a formal scale like you would play your diatonic C major scale, for example, C minor scale, C natural minor scale, C melodic minor scale, C harmonic minor scale. The blues scale is not, those scales are formal scales, but the blues scale is to me is not a formal scale. It is a scale that was built, you know, on special and specific, you know, circumstances related to emotions or, you know, or experiences, personal experiences, stuff like that. There's a lot of factors that that contributed to the makeup of not only of the blues scale, but of not only of the blues scale, but also and most importantly of the blues form. I'm not going to try to, you know, to tell you a story about the blues form, where it came from, under what circumstances, stuff like that, because I'm trying to make those videos 30 minutes or less. So the history of the blues would it would take maybe another two or three videos to cover the whole thing, which I may do. I don't know. We'll see. But okay, but for this particular video that I'm making now, it is about, this video is about the blues scale, because we already know how to play the major pentatonic scale using C as an example, and the relative minor, which is A minor pentatonic scale. So I told you where, in what scale that the major pentatonic scale, I told you from what scale the 5 notes of the major pentatonic scale came from. I think I told you that, and I told you that the major pentatonic scale, the 5 notes that constitute the major pentatonic scale, come from the major scale. So, but what about the minor pentatonic scale? Well, the minor pentatonic scale comes from, well, the 5 notes that constitute, that make up the structure of the minor pentatonic scale, come from the Dorian mode in in the major scale. And you know what, I know you know what a mode is. In the C major scale, for example, the Dorian mode is built on the second note of the scale. Okay, you play the major scale. You're still playing the C major scale, but you start on a different note. You start on the second note, and you play all the notes of the scale of the C major scale, starting from D, and you play D octave. That's the Dorian mode. Well, if you were to play D minor pentatonic scale, this is the scale that your 5 notes would come from. Okay, and in the Dorian mode, you have 1, you got 2, you got flat 3, you got 4, 5, 6, and flat 7, and then your octave. You see, that's the difference between your regular Aeolian mode, which is your natural minor scale, and the Dorian scale. The difference is in the note number 6. When you in the natural minor scale, you have flat 3, you have flat 6, and you got flat 7. But in the Dorian mode, you're going to have flat 3, you're going to have flat 7, but not flat 6. You're going to have 6. So that's the difference between that. That's the main difference, in my opinion, between the Dorian mode and the Aeolian mode in the major scale. So let's say you're playing, I'm still using position of 6, okay, for the C major pentatonic scale. So I'm gonna give you just to explain something to you right now. Let's say I am playing the C major pentatonic scale, starting on the 3rd fret, 5th string, okay? Okay, that's the entire scale. Now, if I play sharp 2, which is also flat 3rd, I'm going to play E flat. Okay. All right. So let's try. Okay. Okay. Let me do it again. Okay. I play C, D, E flat, and an E, and then F. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. Let me do it again. And then 5. Yeah, I made a mistake playing F. That was not that. That's on me. Okay, so we go. Okay, you say C, which is 1, and D 2, flat 3 E flat. Flat 3, E flat, and then we play E, and then we play the fifth the note, which is G. Okay, so what would you call that scale? Because I play flat 3, so that's a blue note, but that's the only blue note that I have playing the C major pentatonic scale, and that blue note make it sound, put just a temporary minor sound to my that flat 3, may give my major pentatonic scale a temporary minor sound. So that's why, that's the reason why I say, that's the reason why I call it major. I call it major blues scale. That's me. So, and you can do the same thing starting on the C octave. Okay. C, D, E flat, and then E. Those three notes, when you're playing the blues, are very, very important, because you're gonna play them. I guarantee you're gonna play those three notes. That means, well, they're only a minor third apart. Okay, that's 2, and then sharp 2, which is flat 3, and then 3. 2, sharp 2, or flat 3, and 3. When you play major pentatonic, well, major blues scale, okay, you're going to play those three notes, a lot. I'm still playing in position of 6 when it comes to major pentatonic scale or major blues scale. Okay. Okay. What did I tell you in my previous 2 videos on the subject? If you want to locate the root of the relative minor, you just play 3 fret down from the root. Okay, let's do it. Let's play, and then we're going to move down from the C on the 5th fret, 3rd string. You just move down 3 half step or 3 fret, okay, and you play A. Well, just using the same shape, you have your minor pentatonic scale in root position now, because the highest note is A, which is note number 1 in the A minor pentatonic scale, and the highest note is A. So that's, now when you play the A minor scale using this position, you're playing in root position, okay? Because the highest note is A, okay? A, you see? C major pentatonic scale, and I played the flat 3, make it major blues scale. Now I'm gonna find the root of the relative minor to C, which is A. Then I have E minor pentatonic scale. Okay, that's your blues scale. When you're playing the blues scales, especially when you're playing the minor blues scale, to me, the major blues scale has only one blue note, which is flat 3. That's the distinction that I make for myself. If I'm playing only flat 3, then I know I'm playing major blues scale. But if I'm playing three blue notes, flat 3, sharp 4, which is also flat 5, and flat 7, now I know I am playing the full blues scale. Okay, somebody may call it minor blues scale. Well, you know, so that's the way I look at it. So now what you need to do is go up and down the neck of the guitar and practice this shape, because next time I'm gonna move to another shape, and the next shape I'm gonna use the top part of position of this shape I'm using now, position of 6 for the C major pentatonic scale, will be the bottom part of the next shape I'm going to play. Okay, so it's not that difficult, you know. So what you need to do, you need to go ahead and practice this shape. Okay. Okay, let's see D now. We move to D.